What is up, guys, and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. I'm just going to go over kind of what I'm doing in the game right now, where I'm headed, what I'm focusing on, because I have determined that if you kind of give yourself a goal and you shoot for that goal, and maybe there's different goals going on at the same time, you feel satisfied even if you don't like what's going on with the game and stuff like that. And I understand there are a lot of people that, you know, don't have General Skywalker, don't even have Darth Malik, and that's okay. Still give yourselves a goal. Maybe you don't want to even focus on farming for those characters right now. Maybe you just want to focus on something else, and that's okay. So yes, I am shooting for some higher end stuff, but that doesn't mean that you have to. First, I got my butt kicked in I've been doing a lot better in Grand Arena ever since I really focused on getting my Grand Arena team, some of the defensive teams leveled up quite a bit and stuff like that. This guy kicked my butt. You know, my Geonosians usually do pretty good. My Night Sisters, ever since I put a Zeta on Asajj and took them to Gear 13, I'm very proud of. Teams like that, okay? I've been doing much better than I used to. I put more focus into it. But let me tell you, I got my butt kicked by this Geonosian team. And I've never experienced this before. And yes, this is a bad score. I can't get past these guys. The team that I used I was like, okay, I did the math. If I just am able to get a win in every spot and use, you know, maybe a few groups with 3 or 4 characters, make sure I get protection maxed out on some of the teams I know that I can, I'll be able to win this match. So against this Geonosian team, I actually use, let's see if I don't know if they still pop up or not, even when they're used. We're going to go down here. I used Old Faithful with this team. Nope, they're not. I used Traya, Scion, Nihilus, Barisafi with her Zeta, and then I threw in Sith Assassin as well, just to see if I could get some extra turn meter. The mods in those characters are very, very good. Before I even got a chance to go, Nihilus and Scion were both gone. Now, I don't have my Traya team at Gear 13 at all. I have them at Gear 12. Some of them at Gear 12 plus. I've never experienced this with Geonosians before. It was a surprise and makes me want to start focusing on Geonosians, getting them to Gear 13 myself. And you know, this guy's mods aren't outrageous, but I couldn't believe it. And yes, please guys in the comment section, I know you're going to criticize me, stuff like that, but I use the best team that I know can counter this team, and I got destroyed. And it was, you know, the last good team that I had left before I got to the back row, which I had a team saved for. I threw everybody at it. Didn't work. So let me tell you, Geonosian Spy can do lots of damage. We know that the way it is, but when he gets Gear 13, gets a few relics on him, he goes to town. And then we have the Geonosian Soldier, who also does some great damage. They wipe me out. I've never, ever had a problem taking out Geonosians before with Traya. This is the first time ever, so something you want to think about. I might be thinking about it, but I have a few other places to go. So yes, nobody's perfect. I understand that. I just wanted to show you guys how how I struggled with that. By the way, I'm in a new guild. Again, I moved over with a buddy of mine, and Cubs Fan Hana's in this guild as well, so that's kind of really cool. So what am I doing focusing on characters? Well, when it comes to the General Skywalker team, the 501st, I am slowly but surely working on getting all of the clones and Ahsoka, the clones first, to Relic Tier 7. Rex I'm going to take to 6 next. It's just a grind farming all of these, salvages down here, like the flawed signal data and the incomplete signal data and the fragmented signal data. Data. And then obviously the Iridium heat sinks. I don't have as much trouble getting those because I'll gladly spend some of my crystals on Mark III holo projectors, like I said, to get that all the way up there, like this right here. And then you can go down and do the same thing right here. In fact, I'm actually going to do this right now. I'm going to convert that just because it's something I need to do. I made a video on that earlier. And oh boy, I have to get the Electrium conductors, and this is going to be hard because I need to get, like, I have this full piece right here. What's this going to give me? And I own 13. That's going to give me 30. Oh, let's see here. I have 30. This is going to give me 13. I don't like doing that, but I'm going to have to do it because my first priority is taking all of these guys to Relic tier 7 so I can be ready when I get General Skywalker. Yeah, because I'm going to need more of them here too. I'm not going to have a problem, I don't think, with the Zinbittle cards. But the Electrium Conductors and the Heat Sinks, I'm going to have to really find a way to farm those. Oh, I don't like spending crystals on stuff like that. But it's important. Relics basically take your characters to gear 20. So I'm really focusing on that. And then what am I focusing on farming? Well, the only characters I have left to get to 7 stars are Range Trooper, which I'm going to be finishing him pretty soon. I know a lot of people have done that beforehand. Obviously, priorities in the game. And then Wat Tambor, who, ooh, by the way, I can take him. I got quite a few shards of him in the last territory battle because you could use any teams you wanted, and a lot of us were able to get that. So I am going to level him up, and because he's a great character, get him geared up. And then First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot, I need to start farming for him because who knows if he's going to be needed. But First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot actually brings me into what I'm doing next here. I am focusing on a solid First Order team, getting them to gear 12, potentially gear 13 eventually. And my First Order was awful the way it is. I did not, except for Kylo Ren Unmasked, I didn't have them geared at all. And eventually a Zeta on Kylo Ren, which was one of the, I started the game a year later than everybody else, so a lot of people had his Zeta on him. I didn't know if he's going to be needed because around Christmas time, there's going to be something going on with Rise of Skywalker, and I want to be prepared with Resistance and First Order characters, or at least have them close enough to be ready to roll. So Kylo Ren Unmasked, obviously, I know I'm going to take him to gear 13 for sure. That's going to be a while. I'm slowly grinding things. Kylo Ren, I had him at gear like 8, and I got him to gear 12 last night. First Order Officer, a great character actually. Let's just make it easy, and I'm just going to go to the First Order down here like this. Excuse me. I know Phasma's good, and I have First Order TIE Pilot at gear 12 because I used that ship for a while with Thrawn, but the team I'm working on is Kylo Ren Unmasked, Kylo Ren, First Order Officer, First Order Executioner, and First Order Stormtrooper. So I am at gear 10 with First Order Executioner and gear 8 with First Order Stormtrooper. I know, I'm behind on these guys, but not only am I doing this for a potential Rise of Skywalker, a need for them when new characters coming out, I'm also doing it for Grand Arena. First Order could be a great defensive team if you have them modded correctly. I think I'm probably going to throw Wat Tambor in there, probably take out First Order Officer for that. I don't know. I'm not studied up enough on that team. So I am looking forward to that eventually. But, I'm building team. I love Grand Arena. So as I know, I'm focusing on these characters, not only because they might be needed for some characters in the future here, but also because they're, this isn't just for that. They're great in Grand Arena as well. I know a lot of people that have First Order. Some of them, I faced a First Order team that was all gear 13, and they had Wat Tambor in it, and it was a nightmare. I had to use my CLS team to get through it. I ended up winning that Grand Arena, but it was tough. So I enjoy that aspect of it, and then see what other Zetas I'll eventually get on there, because I don't think, unless I absolutely need this, if there's an event that comes, I don't think so. Because what am I going to put my next Zetas on? If we're going to take a look at Zetas, I have one more Zeta to put on General Skywalker, which is his hero with no fear. I'm going to be so happy when we get him Zetaed up. And probably also at the end of November is when the 4-year anniversary will come out, and they usually give you 20 full Zeta mats. I'm looking forward to that because the next 2 characters I'm going to Zeta after General Skywalker, I'm going to put the Zeta on Echo. Add when an enemy evades an attack from a clone trooper or First Order ally, Echo deals damage to them equal to 20% of their max health, which can't be evaded. Makes me believe there's also going to be some evasion, maybe an evasion meta coming at some point in time. I don't know. That was in there. And then Rex as well. I don't know how necessary Rex's Zeta is, because all 5 other 501st Clone Trooper allies reduce their own ability cooldowns by 1 at the start of each of their turns. And, is that, I don't know how important it is. I haven't, studied that enough, but I'm just going to get the whole team Zetaed up there regardless, because I have one on Snips. I have it on, I'm going to have Anakin fully Zetaed, and then I have both of 5 Zetaed as well. And I'm debating on rearranging the mods on 5s or doing something different with 5s. Right now I have him with a defensive set and a tenacity set. I have him with a lot of tenacity, a lot of protection, stuff like that. His stats are actually pretty good when we look at it here. You know, lots of protection, a good amount of health, good speed, and a tenacity of 137.15. I don't know how necessary that is. I have it this way because sometimes I use a team in Grand Arena, or I mean in Arena when I use a Shock T lead or even a Padme lead, I'll throw in the clones for the fun of it. But with his tactical awareness ability, when another clone gets killed, Fives dies instead, and that clone stays alive. If he's defeated that way, the clone troopers gain his max health, max protection, speed, and offense. I'm debating on putting a complete speed set, or a complete. Actually, let me do it this way. I'm going to take a look at how this would work here. If I go to Fives, and I'm actually going to put one of my best offensive sets I have in the game. This is just theoretical here, just to see what it's going to do. I need to find my R2D2. And okay, you know, this would get him, his speed would be higher, his protection wouldn't be nearly as good, but he would have more health. His tenacity wouldn't be nearly as good, but his physical offense goes up quite a bit, and his special offense goes up quite a bit. You know, all of that would be transferred over to the other clones. I don't know if I like that. It's something I'm going to have to work with, something I'm going to have to, you know, do battles with to determine that. But very interesting there. Can't wait to get the full General Skywalker team all Zetaed out. And then where am I going to Zeta after that? Well, you know, there probably new characters will come out by that time because it takes a while to grind Zetas. Potentially Kylo Ren to have that team ready as well. Have a good first order team in Grand Arena. And, you know, maybe save a few. Droideka. I'm not sure. Zalbar and Mission, I really want to put some on them as well because they really make the Old Republic team great in Grand Arena as well. So if you have an idea of what to Zeta, I know it's going to be a long ways away, guys, to get the last General Skywalker, Rex, Echo. You know, that's 3 Zetas right there. That's going to be a while. With one of them I'm counting is going to come as free. I hope that they end up giving us another 20 Zeta mats. And then I'll determine where I want to go from there. I'm pretty happy with where my roster is at right now. I took 3PO to Gear 13 just because I wanted some of the extra stats on him. I wanted that speed to roll over again. When you get to Gear 13, the speed sets, actually you're able to utilize the bonuses more. And I use him a lot with the Padme team. I've been using Shock T a lot with the Padme team. And I know a lot of you know how it rolls, but I'll get into that in a second. But otherwise, you know, picking and choosing teams to take to Gear 13, mostly for Grand Arena, and maybe potentially saving some Gear 13 pieces as well. I really want to take Dooku to Gear 13 eventually too, and potentially the Jedi Knight Revan team. I'm very happy with my Night Sister decision because they're a great squad as well. Probably the most unique squad in the game. Plague is probably the second most unique ability in the game behind Fracture, and then Isolate would come after that. But I'm actually going to show you how I use my Padme team with Shock T. Again, I know a lot of people use this, but you have to realize the importance. She is there. Offense up is so huge with Anakin Skywalker, okay? Because when he gets that, things can just roll. So perfect. Kenobi's still going to have that on him. I forgot to switch the mods to get him faster and make Padme a little slower. That's not good. Okay, but when Shock T counterattacks, offense up goes up on everybody, which is extremely important. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dispel all debuffs on all allies, and I'm going to hide Anakin. I'm going to put him under stealth so he can't be hit. So, okay, now this is best case scenario. Kenobi fell below 50% health, so Anakin's next attack is going to do 100% offense, plus offense up, plus 14 stacks of courage. Boom. Look at that, okay? That's so much fun. You have to realize how to utilize Shock T. She's not there just to dispel debuffs, which helps and stuff like that. You have to make her use offense up before Anakin gets to attack, because that offense up can completely ruin the other team. And once I started using her, 3PO is great as well. Let's not get me wrong. I love being able to put confusion in translation. Confusion on Malik helps, but I can one-shot teams quite a bit with that. So that's what makes it fun. So Shock T, you're going to need her for, one, she's a great clone leader. Really fun to use. You can actually get to first in arena with a Shock T lead. Fives, Rex, Echo, and General Skywalker. I'm not General Skywalker, I'm sorry. Anakin Skywalker. So a team that you can farm. You can get to first there. Again, make sure you get offense up on Anakin and stuff like that. A great clone leader the way it is, and she's needed to unlock General Skywalker. So somebody you can invest some of your energy in if you're looking to do that. It is fleet energy, so maybe think about that. And then I'm going to just go in and show you how much fun it is. I know to use my Kenobi team. I'm close to getting him to 6 stars here as his fleet, and this is the team that I use. Plo Koon can be substituted in for the Ebon Hawk because he's going to cleanse everybody on your team here. I like to use the Ebon Hawk because he can dispel all buffs on the opposing team when he comes in, very similar to Cassian Starfighter. But I'm going to come and I'm going to try to take Ahsoka out first. It's very wise to use 5's ship instead of Ahsoka's ship. I don't know if this person doesn't have everything leveled up completely, but we get to go in there, use Anakin's AoE attack. And by the way, I took Bosk to gear 13, not only because he helps your bounty hunter squad, but also because the Houndstooth is going to be such an important ship for such a long time. Okay, he has target lock on him. I'm going to actually see if I can take him out here. Nope, I did quite a bit of damage, not quite enough. I maybe should have waited till some target lock was on everybody else, because that's when that works the best. Good, he's gone already. But Houndstooth, guys, is like the nest of ships. Houndstooth, excuse me, is extremely important in territory battles, well, and territory wars, but at territory battles especially, because he can single-handedly, with a Thrawn team, help you win some of those hard matches, because he just won't die. That's as simple as it is. Okay, they'll bring in a reinforcement here, but again, taking Bosk to gear 13 is going to help you if you can do that as well. I know gear 13 is a ladder game achievement, but something to think about if you want to help yourselves in ships and Grand Arena teams as well. So this team was pretty easy to beat, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much more than Home 1 and the Millennium Falcon. I just got sick of that. I love this team. I know there's going to probably be some more ships coming out for it as well. I cannot wait to get the Y-Wing unlocked and see how that thing can roll. Might as well go in here and get this done right now. Hoarding Omegas after I get certain teams abilities maxed out. But there you have it, guys. Kind of where I'm heading at with the game. Just wanted to make a video to catch you guys up a little bit. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the subscribe button, like the video, click the notification bell so you can be alerted to all videos that I post. I'm also leaving a link to my Discord server, Patreon page, and Twitter page in the description below. Check all of those out. And as always, leave comments in the comment section. Constructive criticism. Where are you heading? If you want some advice, you can do that as well. I'm not the be-all, end-all. I'm not I don't know everything. But like I said, for those of you that are frustrated with the game, make a goal and be satisfied when you complete that goal, no matter how small it is. Maybe it's getting one character to 7 stars and to gear 11 or gear 12. But otherwise, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Otherwise, peace out, and may the Force be with you.